Mistaken Surrogate and the Billionaire. Chapter 1, the day everything shattered. Francis and I had been childhood sweethearts. At least that's what I believed. We built a life together from nothing. We shared dreams about a future filled with laughter and children running through our home. But years passed, and the nursery we once talked about remained empty. People pitied me. Poor Selena. She can't give her husband a child. When I finally went through medical testing, the results showed nothing was wrong with me. Nothing. I thought maybe Francis was just stressed from work. Maybe that was why he had grown distant. I convinced myself love could fix everything. So I made a desperate decision. Without telling him, I went to a fertility clinic and processed his sperm sample for assisted conception. I wanted to surprise him.
Everything looks good, just a few more tests. Okay, is there anything I should do? Just rest. I'll explain the results soon.
I imagined telling him over candlelight, watching his face light up with joy. And then, I conceived. I was going to be a mother.
Finally, I'm pregnant. I can't wait to tell Francis about this good news.
That night, I bought groceries and planned a romantic dinner. I went home early, heart full of hope. But the moment I opened the door, I saw unfamiliar high heels and lingerie scattered across the living room floor. My chest tightened as I walked upstairs. The sounds coming from our bedroom shattered my world. Francis and my best friend Nora on my bed. Rage overtook me. I rushed forward and dragged Nora off him. She suddenly screamed and clutched her stomach dramatically. "My baby, you'll hurt my baby. Baby." Before I could process it, Francis shoved me away, and for the first time in our marriage, he slapped me.
Selena, you are barren. You can't give Francis the baby he needed.
Nora spat viciously. "I gave him what you never could." I stared at Francis, waiting for him to deny it. He didn't. "And don't forget to sign the divorce papers," he added coldly. "Don't expect a single cent from me. I don't owe you anything. File a complaint if you want, if you even have money for an attorney. Be thankful I'll shoulder the divorce expenses. Just sign." I stooped to salvage what I could from the mess of groceries, a silent witness to the celebration that had vanished. Suddenly, Nora gasped again, clutching her stomach. "Ah, it hurts." Francis panicked instantly. He scooped her into his arms. "Nora, is the baby okay?" She whimpered dramatically. "She dragged me. What if something happens to our baby?" Francis turned to me with fury blazing in his eyes.
"You better pray nothing happens to our baby, or you'll pay for this. I swear, Selena, you'll pay big time."
Without another word, he lifted her and carried her out of the house. Nora's mocking smile made it seem as if she had won the battle between us. Francis headed straight for the hospital, the door slamming shut behind them. That was when my phone rang. The fertility clinic, urgent. Still numb, I went. I thought maybe something was wrong with the baby.
What? What's happening? I'm on my way. I'm coming. Selena, there's something you need to know. We conducted additional viability tests on the sperm sample you submitted.
What do you mean? She swallowed.
The sample was non-viable. It could not have resulted in a pregnancy. What? My husband is infertile. I had never known. All those years, I believed I was the problem. I understand this is difficult. Then whose child am I carrying? There was a catastrophic mix-up. The embryo meant for another surrogate was mistakenly implanted in you. We need your help. When he arrives, please say you are the intended surrogate. If he believes this was an error, we're finished.
My mind was too broken to fully process it.
The biological father is extremely powerful. A billionaire. If he discovers this was negligence, the clinic could face lawsuits, even jail time.
Before I could respond, the door opened. Lawrence Carter walked in, tall, composed, powerful. His presence silenced the room. Lawrence's eyes settled on me, and in that moment I made a choice. His assistant placed a contract before me, full medical support, private residence, discretion required, parental rights transferred after birth. I pressed my hand against my stomach. I wanted to continue this pregnancy. I wanted to be a mother, even if nothing made sense anymore. "I'll do it," I whispered.
"Pack everything you need. You'll be staying at my mansion tonight. I want my child closely monitored. It's part of the contract."
I nodded. It wasn't like I had anywhere else to go. Chapter 2, The Vase That Broke Everything. I returned to the house I once called home, not to stay, to leave. The door opened before I knocked. Nora stood there, arms crossed, smirking. Nora's teasing gesture was subtle but cruel, a silent proclamation that she had taken my place as the queen of the house.
Oh, you're here? Do you even have anything to pack? What did I ever do to you? You were my only best friend. We were never on the same level, Selena. You're broke, ordinary. And yet you are the one beside Francis. I'm just saving him from you.
Footsteps echoed from upstairs. Francis.
Selena, please forgive me. I really love Francis. Don't hurt me.
Nora, are you okay?
She threatened me.
I'm just here to get my things. He's all yours, Nora. I don't want a man this week. Francis's face darkened, his hand lifted, but a strong grip caught his wrist midair. Silence fell.
You should be careful. The next time you raise your hand at her, make sure it's the last time you ever use it.
The room felt colder. Francis yanked his hand free.
So this is it? You cheated on me long before this, didn't you? That's why it's so easy for you to walk away. Women like you always do the same thing. You line up the next man before you even leave the last one. You just can't wait to replace me. Cheater!
I looked at him and felt nothing. I didn't tell him the truth. He still believed I was barren. Let him. He didn't even know he was infertile. And if he was infertile, then whose child was Nora carrying? The irony almost made me smile. Good for them. They were meant for each other. Let Francis discover the truth on his own.
Time to go.
Without looking back, I walked out. As the car drove away, I stared ahead. I had lost my marriage, my home, my best friend, but I had uncovered the truth. And I was carrying a child who would change everything.
So she really replaced me at that thug. Unbelievable. She already found another man before she even left us.
Chapter 3: The Rules of His World. At Lawrence Carter's mansion, I quickly realized this was not just a home. It was a system. Everything operated with precision. The staff moved on schedule. Meals were planned to the minute. Security monitored every entrance. Cameras were discreet but present. Even the gardens were maintained with almost mathematical symmetry. Nothing was left to chance. And neither was I. Lawrence was disciplined, distant, controlled. His tone was always firm, never loud, never emotional but final. I was afraid of him at first, not because he was cruel, but because he was overwhelming. When he entered a room, conversations stopped. When he gave instructions, they were followed immediately. His presence carried weight, and I often felt small standing beside him. Yet despite his cold exterior, he was undeniably protective. I noticed it in small things. The nutritionist who suddenly appeared to design my meals. The private doctor assigned exclusively to monitor my pregnancy. The way the staff were instructed to keep noise levels down near my suite. When I once skipped breakfast because of nausea, he didn't scold me, but that afternoon, a specialist in prenatal care was quietly added to my schedule. He never asked if I was stressed. He simply eliminated the source before it reached me. If paperwork upset me, it disappeared. If news about Francis surfaced online, it was blocked from my view. He handled problems silently, efficiently, like they were business matters, like I was valuable. Slowly, without meaning to, I found myself watching him. The way his jaw tightened when discussing work calls. The rare softness in his eyes when his gaze dropped to my stomach. The way he would pause just slightly as if wanting to say something more, but stopping himself. And somewhere along the way, I started falling for him. I didn't mean to fall for him. It happened quietly, gradually, in the spaces between his silences. In the way his voice softened when he said my name. In the way his eyes lingered just a second too long. And that terrified me. Sometimes, I let myself imagine a different ending for us. An ending where his hand at my back meant protection, not obligation. Where the way he looked at me wasn't responsibility but desire. Where the tenderness in his eyes wasn't because of the child I carried, but because of me. For a few reckless seconds, I would believe it. Believe that he felt it too. Then reality would crash down. This isn't love. This isn't fate. This isn't ours. It's a contract. He is only attentive because of the baby growing inside me. Because I am carrying something that belongs to him. Nothing more. I pressed my hand lightly against my stomach, grounding myself. Don't be foolish, Selena. This was never meant to be anything more. This is all about a contract, a transaction. He didn't choose me. He chose a surrogate. Living in luxury helped numb the pain Francis and Nora had caused me. The mansion was quiet, safe, no shouting, no humiliation, no betrayal waiting behind a bedroom door. For the first time in years, I felt respected. The staff addressed me politely. No one blamed me. No one whispered about infertility. Here, I wasn't the barren wife. I was carrying an heir, and for a while I allowed myself to forget. But at night, when the mansion grew silent and the city lights flickered beyond the tall windows, one thought lingered. What happens when the contract ends? When the baby is born, where will I go? Back to nothing? Back to being alone? And the question that scared me most: when this is over, will Lawrence Carter still look at me the same way? Or will I become just another signed document filed away in his perfect, orderly world?